Ladies and gentlemen, life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And the greatest changes in life are often not made in one giant leap, but in small, consistent daily actions. Success is nothing more than the natural consequence of good habits practiced over time. Today, I want to share with you 5 daily habits that, if applied consistently, can truly change the direction of your life. Habit 1. Read and learn daily. Jim Rohn often said, miss a meal if you have to, but don't miss a book. Reading just 20 to 30 minutes every day feeds your mind, expands your vision, and gives you new ideas to apply. Imagine 1 book a month equals 12 books a year. 10 years of that, and you'll be far ahead of the crowd in knowledge, wisdom, and perspective. Daily action. Dedicate time to personal development. Read, listen, learn. Grow your mind, and your life will follow. One of the greatest investments you can ever make in your life is the investment you make in your own mind. Books, ideas, and knowledge are like seeds. When you plant them daily in the soil of your mind, they grow into wisdom, opportunities, and success that you could never have imagined otherwise. Jim Rohn used to say, miss a meal if you have to, but don't miss a book. That may sound extreme, but the truth hidden in that statement is powerful. Your physical body needs food, but your mind needs nourishment just as much, if not more, because what you think and believe determines how you live and what you achieve. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a library. Every single day you have the opportunity to put something new on the shelf. The problem for most people is that their shelves are filled with yesterday's thoughts, old beliefs, and outdated ways of thinking. They keep rereading the same dusty pages of the past. But those who grow, those who succeed, are the ones who make it a habit to add fresh, empowering, and challenging material to their shelves. By reading daily, you give your mind new references, new stories, new strategies, and new ways of seeing the world. And here's the beautiful part. 1 good idea, 1 insight from a single book can transform your life entirely. Think about how life works. Opportunities rarely arrive fully formed. They come disguised as ideas. 1 idea, when acted upon, can change your career, your relationships, your finances, your entire future. But ideas don't just fall out of the sky. They are discovered, captured, and sharpened by exposing yourself to knowledge. Reading is the way you put yourself in the path of great ideas every single day. Imagine sitting down with a book by a man or woman who has spent 40 years mastering their craft, solving problems, and achieving greatness, and in just a few hours you get to absorb their best lessons. That is not just reading, that is compressing decades of wisdom into days of learning. Now, some people say they don't have time to read, but let me challenge that thought. Do you really not have time? Or have you simply not made it a priority? Because here's the truth. We always find time for what matters. The average person spends hours scrolling through social media, watching television, or engaging in activities that don't add much value. If you take just 20 minutes a day and commit that time to reading, by the end of the year, you will have read at least 12 books. Over a decade, that's more than 120 books. Now imagine the level of knowledge, insight, and understanding that would live in your mind after such a commitment. Compare that to the person who doesn't read, who spends those same hours every evening being entertained instead of being educated. Which one of those 2 people do you think will be better equipped to succeed, to lead, to solve problems, and to create opportunities? Reading is more than just gathering information. It is shaping your thinking, and your thinking shapes your decisions. And your decisions shape your life. If your thoughts are limited, your actions will be limited. But when you expand your thoughts, when you feed your mind new perspectives, you open doors to new possibilities. The mind is like a muscle. It only grows when you challenge it, when you stretch it with something new. Reading challenges your assumptions. It introduces you to people you have never met, cultures you have never seen, and solutions you would have never considered. And let's not forget that learning is not just about books. Jim Rohn often encouraged people to turn their car into a mobile classroom. With today's technology, you can listen to audiobooks, podcasts, or lectures while commuting, exercising, or even while doing chores. Every empty moment can be filled with learning. Imagine what would happen if instead of listening to music for an hour each day, you spent that time absorbing the wisdom of great thinkers, leaders, and achievers. Over time, that choice would completely rewire the way you think. Reading daily also helps you sharpen one of the most important skills in life, communication. The more you read, the more words you know, the more ideas you can express, the more influence you can have. A person who can communicate clearly is a person who can lead, inspire, and persuade. Think of all the opportunities in your life that depend not just on what you know, but on your ability to share that knowledge with others. Reading gives you the vocabulary of success. It equips you to stand out in conversations, to speak with authority, and to write with impact. But here's the key. It's not enough to read casually. You must read with intention. Don't just flip through pages to say you finished another book. Ask yourself while reading, what can I learn from this? How can I apply it? Who can I share it with? Take notes, highlight, reflect. Turn reading into action. Knowledge that is not applied is wasted potential. Jim Rohn used to remind us that education without action is like having a library full of books but never opening them. The value of reading is not in the pages themselves, but in the transformation they create in your life. And remember this, learning is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong process. Too many people stop learning after school. They close the books and believe their education is over. But real education begins when you take charge of it yourself. When you decide that every single day for the rest of your life you will continue to grow, continue to explore, continue to discover. That's when life becomes exciting. That's when you stay sharp, relevant, and ahead of the game. Ask yourself, what would my life look like a year from now if I made reading and learning a daily habit? What breakthroughs might I experience? What new opportunities might appear? What kind of person would I become if I fed my mind daily with wisdom, inspiration, and knowledge instead of just noise and distraction? The truth is, you don't have to wonder. You can begin today, and a year from now you will know. So start simple. Pick up a book. Dedicate 20 minutes. Let it become a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Some people read in the morning to start their day with clarity. Others read before bed to end the day with reflection. Find your time and protect it. Over time, you will notice the change. Your thinking will become sharper, your conversations deeper, your confidence stronger, and your vision clearer. Make no mistake, this one habit, practiced daily, will separate you from the crowd, because most people don't do it. Most people would rather be entertained than educated. But if you choose differently, if you choose to learn every single day, you put yourself in a league of your own. The world rewards those who know more, who think bigger, who bring better solutions. That reward will be yours if you decide today that reading and learning will not be optional. It will be essential. The bottom line is simple. Your income, your influence, your opportunities, and your impact will never grow larger than your mindset. And your mindset grows only when you feed it. Reading daily is the fuel for that growth. Commit to it. Protect it. Enjoy it. Because when you change what you feed your mind, you change what you believe. And when you change what you believe, you change what you do. And when you change what you do every day, you inevitably change your entire life. Habit-o, plan your day. Whine your day. If you don't run the day will run you. Each morning, take just 10 minutes to decide what matters most. Write down your top 3 priorities. When you focus your energy on the vital few instead of the trivial many, you multiply your effectiveness. Daily action. Don't start your day until it is finished on paper. If you don't run the day will run you. That simple truth has changed the lives of countless people who took it seriously. Every morning when you wake up, you are presented with 24 hours, a gift given equally to every person on earth. The wealthy, the successful, the leaders, the dreamers, and the struggling alike, they all get the same amount of time. The difference is not in how much time they are given, but in how they choose to use it. Planning your day is the discipline that turns hours into progress and minutes into momentum. Without a plan, the day slips away in distractions, urgencies, and wasted opportunities. With a plan, the day becomes purposeful, productive, and powerful. The truth is that life will always present you with 1,000 things that demand your attention. Some are important, but most are not. If you are not deliberate, you will find yourself reacting all day, answering emails, taking calls, handling small tasks, while your big goals sit untouched. That is why planning is essential. Planning is not just about organizing tasks, it is about deciding in advance what truly matters. It is about directing your energy to the few vital things that will make the greatest difference in your future. Jim Rohn used to say, "Don't start your day until it is finished on paper." Those words carry a powerful message. Before you let the world pull you in 100 directions, sit down and design your day on your terms. Planning creates clarity. When you take 10 minutes in the morning to decide your top 3 priorities, you eliminate the fog of uncertainty. You no longer wander from one task to another, hoping you're making progress. You know what matters and you know what you must accomplish before the day ends. Think of a builder who begins work without a blueprint. He may work hard, but without a plan, the house will never stand. The same applies to life. Activity without direction is wasted effort. A plan gives direction to your energy, and energy directed toward clear goals creates results. Another powerful effect of planning is focus. Distractions are everywhere in today's world. Notifications, endless messages, and constant noise pull your attention in every direction. But when you have a written plan, you have something to return to when distractions appear. The plan acts like a compass, reminding you of your destination. Without that compass, it's easy to get lost in the busyness of the day. With it, you stay aligned with your true objectives. And here's the beauty of focus. When you focus on fewer things, you actually achieve more. Spreading yourself thin across a dozen minor tasks makes you feel busy but accomplishes little. Concentrating on the vital few creates breakthroughs. Planning is also a practice of ownership. When you plan, you declare to yourself and to the world that you are in control of your life. You are not just drifting along with the current, you are steering your own ship. Many people live reactively, letting circumstances dictate their actions, but the achievers, the leaders, are proactive. They create their circumstances by first creating their plan. You can't control everything that happens in a day, but you can control your preparation, your priorities, and your attitude toward what happens. That preparation makes all the difference. And let's not overlook the emotional benefits of planning. Waking up and moving through the day without direction often creates stress, overwhelm, and even guilt. You end the day wondering where the time went and why you feel exhausted but unaccomplished. On the other hand, when you plan your day, you create order out of chaos. You experience peace of mind knowing that you are working on what matters most. At the end of the day, when you review your plan and see the progress you made, you feel a sense of accomplishment that builds confidence and momentum. Success is built not just on big achievements, but on the satisfaction of small daily wins. Planning ensures you experience those wins consistently. Now, planning does not need to be complicated. Some people imagine it requires elaborate systems or hours of preparation. In reality, just a few minutes can transform your entire day. Simply ask yourself, what are the top 3 things I must accomplish today to move closer to my goals? Write them down. Put them in order of importance. Then commit to completing them before anything else. If you achieve nothing else but those 3 things, your day will still be a success. That's the power of prioritization. Consider also the importance of flexibility within your plan. Life is unpredictable. Unexpected challenges and opportunities will arise. That is natural. A good plan allows space for adjustments. Planning does not mean rigidity. It means direction. Think of a pilot flying from one city to another. Along the journey, the plane may be off course due to winds or weather, but because the destination is clear, the pilot makes constant adjustments and still arrives on time. Your daily plan works the same way. It guides you even when life throws surprises. Another key to effective planning is to connect your daily actions to your long-term vision. Too often, people make plans that keep them busy, but not necessarily moving forward. The goal is not just to fill the day with tasks, but to ensure that those tasks align with the future you want. Every day should contain at least one action that brings you closer to your bigger goals. If health is important, include exercise or healthy meal preparation in your plan. If financial independence is your aim, include time for learning or building your business. If relationships matter most, plan intentional time with your loved ones. In this way, your daily plan becomes a bridge between your present and your desired future. Technology can be a helpful tool in planning, but remember that the real power lies in the act of thinking through your priorities. Whether you use a digital planner, a notebook, or a simple piece of paper, the habit of writing down your plan is what trains your mind for focus and clarity. Jim Rohn often reminded us that writing is a form of thinking. When you write your plan, you are not just recording tasks, you are programming your mind to look for solutions and opportunities throughout the day. Think of how different your life could be if you practice this habit daily. Instead of waking up stressed, you would wake up with direction. Instead of ending your day feeling scattered, you would end it with satisfaction. Over weeks and months, the accumulation of well-planned days becomes a well-planned life. Imagine the compound effect. If every day you achieve the most important things, over a year you will have accomplished goals that once felt impossible. Planning your day also teaches discipline. At first, it may feel uncomfortable to stick to your plan, especially when distractions arise. But over time, the discipline of planning and following through builds self-control, and self-control is the foundation of freedom. A person who cannot control their time is a slave to circumstance. A person who can control their time can create the life they desire. In the end, planning your day is more than just a productivity technique. It is a philosophy of living. It is a declaration that your life matters too much to be wasted on trivialities. It is a daily choice to live intentionally rather than accidentally. Every morning you get to decide, will I drift or will I direct? Will I react or will I create? The choice is yours, and the habit of planning gives you the power to make that choice wisely. So tomorrow, before the world demands your attention, take a few minutes for yourself. Sit quietly. Write down your priorities. Decide what matters most. Design your day before it begins. Then live it out with purpose and focus. And when the sun sets, look back and smile, knowing you didn't just spend the day, you invested it. Because when you run the day cannot run you. And when you stack enough days lived with intention, you build not just a successful day, but a successful life. Habit 3. Take care of your health. Success without health is failure in disguise. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. A little exercise, smart nutrition, and enough rest done daily will give you energy to perform at your best. Daily action. Move your body, eat wisely, and rest well. Treat your health as a priority, not an afterthought. Your health is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. You can have great ambitions, strong goals, and exciting dreams, but without energy, without strength, without vitality, those dreams will remain distant. Success without health is failure in disguise. What good is all the money in the world if you don't have the energy to enjoy it? What good is influence and recognition if you are too tired, too sick, or too weak to make use of them? Taking care of your health is not just a good idea, it is a responsibility. It is an investment that pays the greatest dividends, because your body is the vehicle through which you experience everything else in life. Think for a moment about how extraordinary the human body is. Every single day, your heart beats over 100,000 times without you even thinking about it. Your lungs breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Your blood carries nutrients. Your brain processes information. Your muscles move you through space. Your senses bring the world to life. This incredible system is always working for you. The least we can do is take care of it, protect it, and strengthen it. Yet so many people neglect their health until it's too late. They push their body beyond limits, feed it poorly, rest it too little, and then wonder why they lack energy, clarity, or longevity. Jim Rohn often reminded us that neglect starts small. You skip exercise one day, you eat poorly another, you stay up late again, and soon enough, these small choices compound into weakness, fatigue, and illness, but the same principle works positively. If neglect compounds into decline, then discipline compounds into vitality. Small daily habits done consistently will transform your health. A short workout, a balanced meal, a good night's sleep. These things may feel ordinary in the moment, but over time they create extraordinary results. The beauty of health is that it doesn't require perfection. It requires consistency. You don't need to run marathons or spend hours in the gym. You don't need to follow extreme diets or live in constant restriction. What you do need is balance and discipline. Move your body every day. Feed it foods that nourish rather than harm. Rest enough to recover and renew. Do these things not as a burden, but as an act of gratitude toward the body that serves you every moment of your life. Let's talk about exercise. Your body was made to move. Movement is not optional. It's essential. In the modern world, many of us spend hours sitting at desks, in cars, on couches. Our muscles weaken, our posture collapses, our energy drops. But the moment you start moving, everything changes. Exercise pumps oxygen into your blood, strengthens your heart, builds endurance, and even clears your mind. People often think exercise is only about the body, but it's equally about the mind. A brisk walk, a few minutes of stretching, lifting weights or running. These activities release endorphins that elevate your mood and sharpen your focus. When you take care of your body, you are also taking care of your mental and emotional well-being. Nutrition is another pillar of health. Food is fuel, and the quality of the fuel determines the quality of your performance. If you feed your body junk, don't be surprised when you feel sluggish and unfocused. But when you choose foods rich in nutrients, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, you give your body what it needs to thrive. Again, the key is not perfection, but discipline. Treats are fine in moderation, but daily indulgence is costly. Remember, every bite is either an investment in your health or a withdrawal from it. Make your daily meals a reflection of your respect for yourself. And then there is rest. In a world that glorifies busyness, many people wear sleep deprivation like a badge of honor. But lack of sleep is not a sign of strength. It is a slow form of self-destruction. Your body needs rest to repair muscles, strengthen memory, regulate hormones, and restore energy. Without proper rest, your productivity drops, your creativity suffers, and your health declines. Discipline is not just about pushing harder. It is also about knowing when to stop, when to rest, when to allow your body to recharge. Think of sleep not as wasted time, but as essential training for the next day's performance. Taking care of your health also extends beyond the physical into the mental and emotional realms. Stress is a silent destroyer of health. Worry, anxiety, and negative emotions take a toll on your body, just as much as poor diet or lack of exercise. That's why practices like meditation, journaling, gratitude, and spending time with loved ones are not luxuries but necessities. When you calm your mind, you heal your body. When you feed your spirit with positivity and peace, your health flourishes. The truth is, health is the greatest wealth. People often say, if I had more time, I'd take care of myself. But health is not something you schedule when convenient. It's something you prioritize every day. Because without it, all the time in the world won't matter. Imagine building your career for decades, only to spend your later years spending your fortune trying to regain the health you neglected. That is a tragedy we see far too often. Don't let it be your story. Make health a non-negotiable priority now, and it will serve you for decades to come. Taking care of your health is also about responsibility to others. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, they all benefit when you are strong, vibrant, and full of energy. You cannot lead effectively, serve others, or enjoy relationships fully if you are constantly battling fatigue or illness. By caring for your health, you set an example. You inspire those around you to do the same, and you ensure that you will be present not just physically but energetically for the moments that matter most. The choice to care for your health comes down to one principle: respect. Respect for your body, respect for your future, respect for your purpose. Every time you exercise, eat wisely, rest well, and care for your mind, you are saying, I respect myself enough to give myself the best chance at life. And respect practiced daily becomes discipline. Discipline practiced daily becomes vitality, and vitality becomes freedom, the freedom to live fully, to dream boldly, to enjoy deeply. So ask yourself, what small steps can I take today to honor my health? Can I go for a walk instead of sitting idle? Can I choose water over soda? Can I go to bed an hour earlier? Can I take a few deep breaths when stress rises instead of letting it consume me? These small steps may not seem significant in the moment, but compounded over weeks, months, and years, they will transform your life. Remember, health is not a destination. It is a journey. You don't arrive at perfect health and stop. You maintain it daily. It's a lifelong commitment, but one that pays you back in joy, energy, and longevity. And the earlier you begin, the greater the rewards. But even if you start late, it's never too late. The body is forgiving. It responds to care quickly. You can make a change today, and in just a few weeks you'll feel the difference. In the end, caring for your health is not just about living longer, it's about living better. It's about having the energy to pursue your dreams, the strength to face challenges, the vitality to enjoy life's pleasures, and the clarity to live with purpose. Don't treat your health as an afterthought. Make it a daily habit, a sacred responsibility, and a joyful practice. Because when you take care of your body will take care of you. And that, my friends, is a habit that will truly change your life. Habit 4. Practice gratitude. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It's something you design into the present. When you take a moment each day to reflect on what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from what's missing to what's already good. Gratitude unlocks joy, peace, and contentment. Daily action. Write down 3 things you are grateful for every day. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces you can bring into your daily life. It is not just a polite thank you when something good happens. It is a mindset, a way of seeing the world, a perspective that transforms ordinary days into extraordinary ones. Gratitude has the power to shift your focus, change your emotions, and even reshape your future. Many people believe happiness comes when they achieve more, earn more, or gain more. But the truth is, happiness is not postponed for some future event. It is something you design into the present. Gratitude is the design. Think for a moment about how most people start their day. They wake up, pick up their phone, check the news or social media, and instantly flood their mind with negativity, comparison, or stress. Before the day has even begun, they already feel behind. Now imagine instead waking up and taking just a few minutes to think about what you are grateful for: the roof over your head, the bed you slept in, the breath in your lungs, the opportunities before you, the people who love you. Suddenly the same morning feels different. The circumstances haven't changed, but your mindset has. Gratitude is that powerful. It changes the way you interpret reality. Jim Rohn often reminded us that success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. Gratitude is one of those qualities that attracts more good into your life. Why? Because when you focus on what you already have, you train your mind to look for abundance rather than lack. And what you look for, you tend to find. A grateful person notices opportunities where others see obstacles. A grateful person finds lessons where others see failures. Gratitude turns problems into teachers and setbacks into stepping stones. The human mind naturally leans toward dissatisfaction. It is always searching for what's missing, what's wrong, what could be better. This is why so many people feel restless even when they have much to be thankful for. Gratitude is the antidote. It interrupts the cycle of dissatisfaction and says, look at what is already here. Look at what is already working. Look at the blessings you already possess. It does not mean you stop striving for improvement. It simply means you learn to enjoy the journey, to appreciate the progress, to celebrate the present while still working toward the future. Practicing gratitude daily doesn't require grand gestures. It requires consistency. One simple practice is to write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. Some days it will be big things: a promotion, a breakthrough, a milestone. Other days it might be small things: the smile of a stranger, a warm cup of coffee, a phone call from a friend. Over time, this practice rewires your brain. Neuroscience has shown that gratitude activates the parts of the brain associated with joy and well-being. In other words, gratitude literally changes your brain chemistry. But gratitude is not just about feeling good, it's about becoming resilient. Life will not always go your way. Challenges, losses, and disappointments are inevitable. But gratitude allows you to see the good even in the hard times. When things fall apart, gratitude whispers, "There is still something here for you." Maybe it's the strength you gained, the lesson you learned, or the people who stood by your side. Gratitude does not deny pain. It reframes it. It gives you the strength to endure, the perspective to grow, and the faith to keep moving forward. Gratitude also strengthens relationships. Think about how you feel when someone genuinely appreciates you. It draws you closer to them, doesn't it? It inspires you to give more, to love more, to be more. The same happens when you express gratitude to others. When you thank your partner, your children, your friends, your colleagues, not just for what they do, but for who they are, you deepen the bond. You turn ordinary connections into meaningful relationships. People don't remember everything you say, but they always remember how you made them feel. Gratitude makes people feel valued, and value is the foundation of lasting relationships. Consider gratitude in the context of work. So many people go through their jobs focusing only on what frustrates them, the deadlines, the workload, the difficult coworkers. But when you shift your focus to gratitude, everything changes. You begin to see your work not as a burden, but as an opportunity. You recognize the income it provides, the skills it develops, the people it connects you with. When you are grateful for your work, even if it's not your dream job yet, you bring a new energy to it, and that energy often opens the door to greater opportunities. Gratitude is also deeply connected to abundance. Some people believe they must wait to be grateful until they achieve wealth, but in truth, gratitude is the seed of wealth. Jim Rohn once said, "Learn to be thankful for what you already have while you pursue all that you want." That is the formula. Gratitude for the present plus ambition for the future creates a healthy balance. Without gratitude, ambition turns into greed and dissatisfaction. Without ambition, gratitude turns into complacency. Together, they create a powerful cycle of growth and fulfillment. Let's not forget the spiritual dimension of gratitude. Gratitude connects you to something greater than yourself, whether you call it God, the universe, or simply life itself. Gratitude acknowledges that you are a recipient of gifts you did not create on your own. The air you breathe, the sunrise you witness, the love you experience, these are reminders that life itself is a gift. Living in gratitude keeps you humble, grounded, and aware of the bigger picture. So how do you make gratitude a daily habit? Start small. Begin and end your day with thankfulness. In the morning, before the rush begins, take a few minutes to list what you are thankful for. At night, reflect on the blessings of the day. Even if the day was difficult, make it a family practice. Share what you're grateful for around the dinner table. Express it to others. Write thank you notes, send messages of appreciation, or simply speak the words out loud. The more you practice gratitude, the more natural it becomes, until it is no longer something you do, but something you are. And here's a powerful truth. Gratitude attracts more reasons to be grateful. When you focus on blessings, you notice them everywhere. When you express gratitude to others, they respond with kindness and generosity. When you live in gratitude, life seems to open doors, send opportunities, and provide joy in unexpected places. It's not magic. It's the natural result of living with a heart open to abundance. At the end of the day, gratitude is not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing where to put your attention. Problems will always exist, but so will blessings. The question is, which will you focus on? Which will you magnify? Which will define your experience of life? Gratitude is a habit that costs nothing but yields everything. It makes you happier, healthier, more resilient, more generous, more connected, and more fulfilled. It is the key that unlocks joy, not someday in the future, but today, right now, in this very moment. So take a moment today to pause. Look around. Look within. Notice the countless blessings that surround you. Whisper a quiet thank you. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Share it with someone else. Do this daily, and over time you will realize that gratitude has not only changed your mood or your outlook, it has changed your life. Habit 5. Take consistent action towards your goals. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It doesn't matter how small the steps are, as long as they are moving in the right direction. Consistent daily action compounds into massive results over time. Daily action. Every day, do something that brings you closer to your dreams. One phone call, one page written, one idea tested. It all adds up. Consistent action is the difference between a dreamer and a doer, between a person who merely talks about success and the one who actually achieves it. Most people have goals, visions, and aspirations. They want to start a business, write a book, get in shape, or improve their finances. But wanting something is only the seed. Action is the water, the sunlight, and the nurturing force that allows that seed to grow into something real. Without action, even the best ideas remain only ideas. And without consistency, action becomes a burst of energy that fades away before results can take root. Taking consistent action toward your goals means you commit to doing something every single day that moves you forward. It does not have to be dramatic or overwhelming. In fact, the secret is in the small, steady steps. Writing one page a day may not seem like much, but in a year you will have written a book. Saving a few dollars every day may feel insignificant, but in a few years it turns into wealth. Walking 20 minutes daily might not seem like a marathon, but over time it changes your health. The power lies in the compounding effect of daily effort. One of the greatest mistakes people make is waiting for the perfect moment. They say, I'll start when I have more time, or I'll begin when I feel ready. The truth is, the perfect moment never comes. If you wait for the ideal circumstances, you will wait forever. The people who achieve their dreams are not those who wait for motivation or convenience. They are the ones who take action despite discomfort, despite doubt, despite imperfection. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. Discipline is the ability to act even when you don't feel like it. And when you do that repeatedly, it becomes a habit, a part of who you are. Think about it this way. Every day you have a choice. You can either move one step closer to your goal or one step further away. There is no standing still, because time keeps moving. If you don't act, your dreams don't just pause, they drift further out of reach. Consistency means showing up even when progress feels invisible. Sometimes you will work hard and not see immediate results, but just because you don't see the change doesn't mean it's not happening. Seeds take time to sprout underground before they break the soil. Success is the same. It grows silently in the background until one day the results are undeniable. The challenge with consistency is not difficulty but discipline. Most people quit too soon. They work hard for a week or a month, and when they don't see results, they give up. They underestimate the time it takes for momentum to build. Consistency is not about intensity for a short period. It's about persistence for the long run. It's about making progress your identity. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that my future self will thank me for? Then do it again tomorrow. And the day after that. Over time, your actions accumulate, and you create a new reality for yourself. Another important truth is that consistent action builds confidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own ability. If you say you're going to work out today and you do it, you build self-trust. If you say you'll save money and you save it, you reinforce your identity as a disciplined person. Confidence doesn't come from wishing, it comes from keeping commitments to yourself. Small wins add up to big victories, and big victories build unstoppable momentum. Of course, consistency doesn't mean you'll never face setbacks. Life will test your commitment. You will get tired, discouraged, or distracted. Some days you'll want to quit. But consistency is not perfection, it's resilience. It's the ability to fall down and get back up, to miss a day but not miss two, to keep going no matter how many times you stumble. Progress is never a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs. The key is not to stop moving forward. To make consistent action easier, simplify your system. Break your big goals into small, actionable steps. Don't overwhelm yourself with the size of the mountain. Just focus on the next step. If your goal is to get in shape, don't think about losing 50 pounds. Think about going to the gym today. If your dream is to start a business, don't obsess about building an empire. Focus on making one phone call or sending one email. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated daily. It's also powerful to track your progress. When you keep a record of your actions, you can see how far you've come. This reinforces your consistency and motivates you to keep going. For example, crossing off tasks on a calendar or journaling your daily wins creates a visible reminder that you are moving forward. Jim Rohn often said, "What gets measured gets improved." Tracking holds you accountable and keeps you aware of your journey. Another aspect of consistent action is surrounding yourself with the right influences. If you're around people who constantly quit, complain, or settle for less, their habits will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with disciplined, ambitious individuals, their energy will push you higher. Environment shapes behavior, and the right environment makes consistency easier. Remember, taking consistent action doesn't mean you'll always feel motivated or energized, but you don't need motivation to act. You need commitment. Think of brushing your teeth. You don't wait to feel motivated to brush your teeth. You do it because it's part of your daily routine. That's how action towards your goals should feel. It becomes a non-negotiable part of your identity, something you do whether you feel like it or not. At the end of the day, consistent action is not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it is powerful. Success is rarely about big breakthroughs. It's about small disciplines practiced consistently. Greatness is not built in one day. It's built daily. And if you want to change your life, you must commit to the daily grind, the small efforts, the habits that seem ordinary but create extraordinary results over time. So ask yourself right now, what do you really want? What dream is burning inside of you? And then ask, what small action can I take today to move closer to it? Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for conditions to be perfect. Take the step now and then take another tomorrow. Before you know it, you will have built a path, and that path will have carried you to your goal. Consistency is the bridge between who you are today and who you want to become tomorrow. It is the key to transformation. One step at a time, one day at a time, you can turn your goals into reality. The power is in your hands, not in what you do occasionally, but in what you do consistently. Take consistent action toward your goals. And you won't just change your results, you will change your life. My friends, remember this. Success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. And choice, repeated daily, becomes habit. The person you will be 5 years from now is shaped by the habits you build today. So start today. Read, plan, care for your health, be grateful. Take action. Do this daily, and one day you will look back and realize your habits didn't just change your days, they changed your destiny. Thank you.